Hey, welcome back to another episode of this podcast, Funny Girl Abroad. I am Aliki. I live abroad. I live in Sweden. And I would like to wish everybody happy Easter. Is this something that can I wish that? Can I mean, I don't mean if you give me permission. I mean, if it's technically appropriate given that it's not Easter anymore. How long do you say happy Easter after Easter? Is this something that like Merry Christmas that can go like deeper into the week, or am I just being weird right now? It's very likely. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It is Easter today, but I'm filming this. I'm filming this on Sunday of Easter. No, it's always a Sunday. And I just wanted to say Happy Easter to everyone. And I'm really tired from doing nothing. Usually, we are tired from eating in that day. At least in Greece, we tend to be tired from eating on Easter. It's like a sport, you know. We're tired from the meal for the whole day. And a few days after, actually, you find people 2 weeks after Easter. And if you ask them what they're doing, it's basically digestion. That's the basic thing. I'm not in Greece nowadays, so I had a version of that. Like we had a bit of a Greek meal or something, and that's what you do. Not so much because I miss Greece and I miss Greek traditions, but mostly because like, what's the alternative really? I mean, I not to be that person, but celebrating Easter in different countries can be like a crazy experience with tons of things going on, or like nothing, more or less. I had this memory from another time that I spent Easter abroad. Okay, so seeing to that we talk about abroad stuff here. I can talk about other previous experiences I've had being abroad before I officially moved abroad. So I was at some point somehow made the pressed the wrong button. I don't know exactly what I did wrong, but a series of events led me to spend Easter in a small town of Germany. Okay, very small German town with a few other Greek people and a few German people being in a group. Not, I would love to say spontaneously, not spontaneously at least. It's a forced group. It was a curated group. Okay, so it's basically Greek students and German students being a great big group in this small German city. And if you told me previously I was gonna be there, I would be so curious to discover all of the ways that other cultures celebrate Easter. Being so excited and so like looking forward to see what's going on in the rest of the world, you would expect that, I'd jump into this opportunity to see what are those guys up to around Easter. Okay, and I thought also other people would be like me. And I don't know how it happened. I don't remember if somebody made this decision officially or if it kind of sort of just happened. We ended up doing exactly, and I mean exactly, all the things that you do for Easter in Greece. And I mean all of them, not just few like, oh, we should at least do some egg fights. Yeah, we do egg fights. We don't throw eggs at each other. We take red eggs and try to crack each other's eggs. It's a tournament. It's the cool thing. Okay. In the end, there's only one survivor. It's only one egg that stays strong. And everybody else is defeated and cracked. And it's actually a very awkward moment because after you have defeated everybody's eggs, if you are lucky to have picked the champion when you pick eggs, and you have fought, and battles have happened. It's been, ups and downs. You were stressed, but you made it, and your egg has made it through. And you have this egg who is, a legend at this point. And what do you do then? You know, what do you put it in a case and admire it for weeks to come? What you do? You break it. You break it yourself. You still have to eat it, because let's be honest, it's an egg. It's a legendary egg, but it's still an egg. It's gonna turn bad, and who exactly does this benefit? So you do the stupid thing, and you pick a very tough surface. Okay, it has to be a tough surface, because this egg is a tough cookie. Okay, it has proven it. You can't hit it on the TV. You might break your TV. Okay, it's dangerous. You have grown to fear this egg. So you have to pick a very, very sturdy surface. Something wooden, ideally a furniture. I like to go for the, how do you call this? It's on the side of the door, the wooden part that's at the side of a door. And then you crack it. So it ends up basically like all the other eggs. There's no special treatment for this champion. Nothing at all. Just that you are an egg and this is your fate, like so many before you and so many after. Christos Anesti. So that's how we do it. It's a tragic story now that I think about it. It's a tragic tale. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's not. So back to Germany and my story, of course. So it's not like we just did this one thing or the other thing. We did all the things. It was almost like we had our parents and grandparents on the phone telling us what to do step by step to make sure Easter is exactly like it always is. Actually, I'm convinced if we actually did this and had everybody on call to tell us what to do, like we wouldn't have done any different. We went to church, first of all, but like late, because that's the key in the Greek tradition. You have to go to church for Easter, but you have to go late. And when I say late, I mean late. Okay, borderline tomorrow, 11:30. Late. I don't know when it starts. I don't know when it starts. I have no idea. It could be starting at like 8 in the evening. It could be starting at 8 in the morning. I have no idea. I don't know. I've only went early one time, and that was because of my partner who's Swedish and has to go early. Anyways, so I went at like, we went late in the church. Now, is there a Greek church in the German small city? No, but there's a Russian one. Ha! So, we went to the Russian church. So we don't miss this crucial step. And what is there to listen to? Nobody listens to anything anyways. You just go there for like the hello, I came of the situation. That's the story. There's nothing else. Stay there for 10 minutes, then you're on your way out. You can do this at a Russian church. You can do this at any church, to be fair. So, church, crossed, did that, been there, done that. Then the food, we had the super late meal, because then of course we have a meal after in the middle of the night. It's been such a long time since I actually did that, actually ate in the middle of the night after going to the church. But yeah, then we had the meal in the middle of the night, just like we were supposed to and programmed to do, ate all the exact things you're supposed to eat on Easter. And then the next day, that was it. There was nothing else to do because the Easter was over. No curiosity for like, oh, let's go do what did nothing. Nobody cared. Nobody could care any less about what the Germans are doing. Nobody asked. Nobody learned. there might have been some quick questions, but nothing that really got our interests. And just like that, we had the super absolute Greek Easter in the small city of Germany. And I don't remember still how this decision was taken. I don't think anyone took it. I think it was this thing that happens when you're in groups, that like things happen and everybody assumes that everybody else decided that. And there's this like divergence, I can't remember this word, like this spreading of responsibility. Responsibility spreads, okay? But it's no one's responsibility what we're gonna do. It was no one's decision. But maybe someone mentioned something, someone else said, oh, they said we're gonna do that, then it became a whole thing. That's how it goes. And I still remember that because I remember very clearly experiencing this Easter, celebrating the Easter, and thinking constantly in my head how weird it is that we are doing everything exactly the same as we would do back home. I mean, you could say there's an argument of like, oh, maybe we had some nostalgia, but it was like, what? It was not even a month we've been away. So I don't know what kind of nostalgia that is that hits you after a month. It's like, it shouldn't be there. Go back nostalgia. You're supposed to appear like a year later. Uh, it's like in Inside Out. Have you seen Inside Out? Or is it in Inside Out 2? I think it's Inside Out 2, the movie, when nostalgia appears and gets nostalgic over the emotion of nostalgia appears. And Hailey gets nostalgic over something that happened 5 minutes ago. And everyone's like, no, go back, not now. You're supposed to come in the school graduation, okay? You have like at least 5 years ahead of you. Go, not now. So, so it couldn't have been nostalgia. It just, I don't know what it is, but I have some theories. Now, a lot of time has passed, and I've had the opportunity to spend more Easters abroad in different places. And I now think I have a more, like, how should I say, sober view of the situation. And I can't see what happened. I think that at some point we did ask, or somebody did ask. I don't remember, but it has to have happened. Somebody did ask, what do you do for Easter here? And somebody from the Germans probably said nothing, which is close to the truth. It's close to the truth. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. Let's put it that way. It's nothing crazy. Okay, it's not like nothing. Of course, there's things going on, but more or less, most people do nothing, at least compared to Greece, when it's like a big celebration and you have scary fireworks. I mean, that's a different story. Oh my God. If you ever go to Greece in Easter, be prepared, okay? And be warned. It's gonna feel like you're under attack. So, those very pretty fireworks that everybody throws on not Christmas, a New Year's Eve? For some reason, in Greece, on Easter, we all unanimously said, what if we took the fireworks but only kept the sound? I mean, that would be something that people would write about, right? Just the sound. No colors, no lights in the sky, nothing. Just, enough to like scare somebody. And maybe sometimes we can have some light, but like one. Okay, like one light. Just like white. Just everything turns white and that's it. Nothing else. Just like bam, white. And over. Is this something that kids are gonna like? Absolutely not. Kids are gonna hate it. Kids are gonna cry. Kids are gonna cry in anticipation, you know? Like, you don't, when I was a kid, I wouldn't just cry when the sounds began, when the like fireworks, I'm not gonna even call them fireworks, I don't know what to call them, you know? When the explosions, I don't know, calculated, controlled explosions. I wouldn't only cry when the controlled explosions happened. I would cry from the afternoon because I knew that at some point at night we're gonna have to go to celebrate Easter, and then the controlled explosions are gonna be there waiting for me to scare me. So that's the Easter fireworks. Okay, Easter fireworks is like all the worst parts of the fireworks together. Genius idea. Makes a mark. Definitely makes a statement. So this is what I guess happened. We asked, what do you do? They said, nothing really, let's just stick with your traditions, let's just do the Greek Easter. Went along, did that. That's what I think happened. And to be honest, now I have kind of come to appreciate the different ways to celebrate Easter, and especially this kind of more chill way, you know, because the Greek Easter and generally like Eastern countries that are like, you know, a bit more orthodox, sort of, it's quite intense. But then in other places, it has this chill vibe, you know, like Germany or like in Sweden. It's a bit chill and it looks like it's nothing, but it is something. But what it is, I think, is that it's more a celebration of spring. So it's not so much related to, you know, the religious whatever aspect of it. It's more like, oh, let's celebrate spring. I guess. I think that's what's like. Because, I mean, seriously, you just see flowers, chickens, for some reason. Like, chickens are big. Chickens are really big in Easter. Like they have a big moment. They have a great moment in the sun. And speaking of sun, they're also like extremely yellow, which I cannot understand. I've never seen a yellow chicken, really. I've seen chicken in different colors, but a yellow chicken, I don't know, are they yellow when they're small and then they grow up to like get a more like adult color combo on them? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the little yellow chicken is something I have seen in cartoons and decorations, but not in real life really. I think it has to do with spring because when it's spring, you want to. Actually, I still can't figure out why. I don't know. I thought I was gonna have a theory by now. I don't have a theory. I'm gonna do what I really like to do when I have questions about random stuff like that, which is I'm gonna ask Chat GTP, my new friend here. Let's see. Hello, I have a question for you, which is why on earth are chickens and eggs such a big theme on Easter? And I have a theory myself. My theory is that in some countries, Easter is less related to like the religious celebration and more related to spring. But this is how far I got it. I didn't get it any further than that because still I can't connect spring to chicken. Can you help? Or do you have a different theory altogether?
Hey, your theory is actually on point. The connection between chickens, eggs, and Easter goes way back to pre Christian traditions. In many cultures, eggs symbolize new life and rebirth, which aligns perfectly with spring and themes of renewal. Chickens and eggs also represent fertility, which is a big theme around springtime, when everything's coming back to life. When Christianity spread, these symbols were adapted into Easter celebrations, symbolizing Jesus' resurrection. So it's a mix of ancient spring symbolism and later religious meanings. Make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, I am shaken right now, seriously. Like, you mean that so the resurrection is somehow symbolized by the chicken, because like the chicken makes the egg and the egg makes the chicken in a constant like regeneration that connects to resurrection.
Yeah, you're onto something. The chicken and egg cycle is a great metaphor for renewal and regeneration. The idea of something new emerging from what seems lifeless, like a chick from an egg, mirrors the resurrection theme. In many traditions, eggs also symbolize the tomb from which Jesus emerged, making the symbolism even more layered. So, the chicken and egg cycle does connect to the idea of resurrection and new life. It's a pretty cool symbolic loop.
Okay. And last thing, and most importantly, okay, that was fun. I loved it. I mean, seriously, I have goosebumps. Questions after questions have carried on me forever are being answered, but very important. We have to double check this, okay? Because, you know, ChatGPT has the tendency to kind of want to agree with you. It's like this kind of friend that is a little bit useless because everything you say, they agree with you, but you want their opinion and input, and you don't have it because they just mirror whatever you say. So, I mean, if that is actually, if that has a point, I am shook right now. But there's a chance it doesn't, so I'm gonna hold my horses. Maybe I will look it up and come back to this at some point in the future. Okay, but like, wow, like the egg and the tomb. That is too heavy. That is too much. I'm never gonna look at eggs and chickens the same way. They used to be fun. They have colors. They have pretty colors. And like, we use them and play games, and you're telling me it's like it's the little casket that the chicken breaks out from, like Jesus broke out from the tomb. Oh, okay. You shouldn't ask questions that you're not ready for the answers to. Don't do it. Let's just move ahead. I mean, there are some parts that are absolutely crazy, but I cannot possibly find a connection to Easter there. Okay, like the Easter witches. I mean, that's a crazy thing. In Sweden, kids dressed as witches go around the neighborhood. What's wrong with me? And ask for candy. Whoa, whoa, wait, Aliki, you're absolutely, everything is, you've mixed up stuff in your head. Get your ducks in a row. What you're describing is Halloween. I hear you. I see your point. You do have a point. That's the first thing I also thought. But no, this is actually Easter. It just sounds like Halloween. Why? Well, I have a theory again. Let me have a theory. You know how kids wanna be dressed on their like Halloween costumes or like a sort of carnival costumes all the time, and parents are just like, "Stop it! You're embarrassing me." I mean, I know I was trying to dress up as a butterfly repeatedly on every celebration that was remotely like a celebration. Okay, Christmas, Easter, my dad's birthday. My dad's friend would be there and I would just come out as a butterfly. Be like, hey, heard we're celebrating. And then they sent me back to wear my regular clothes. I mean, tragedy. But I tried. Kids want that. They want to dress up. And usually you have to tell them, no, it's not just your dad's birthday. This is not Halloween. This is not the carnival. This is not. Go wear what's on your bed. I left it there for you. No, 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 no. And then you're like, but what if it actually was a thing? After a while, you're like, maybe the kids are up to something. Maybe we can push the envelope again and, like, Maybe if the kid wants to be dressed as a witch, the kid should be allowed to be dressed as a witch, so I can chill and have a glass of wine nicely and not have to have a fight for changing clothes first thing in the morning. And then, of course, you have the Easter Bunny. This is the most classic one. This is epic. This is actually a big deal. I mean, I'm pretty sure that when we asked the Germans what you guys do for Easter, somebody should have said about the egg hunt. And maybe they did. I don't remember it, but like, to be fair, I would probably try to forget it. Because the Easter bunny gig sounds like a disgrace to me. Like, you're gonna hide my food, you're gonna toy with my treats. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself for merely suggesting that. Don't even think about it. Just apologize and go get me my candy right now. And I will pretend this never happened. This is not popular in Greece, probably for this reason. I don't think that anybody would be thrilled with the idea of having their food or treats being thrown around in the garden and then having to look for them. It's a bit, I feel like a puppy. I have to, like, dig around the garden to find where I put my candy. I don't know if puppies hide candies in the garden, but I wouldn't be surprised because they rarely get a hold of any. But the thing that I really like about the Easter Bunny, though, is how it's like a story that's similar in a way to the Santa Claus situation. Like, you have this creature that is giving you something, and it's basically your parents doing it for you. But there's a big difference between Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, and the difference is that Santa Claus is like this lie that has been over elaborated on, and now when you admit it's a lie, it's not just one lie, it's 5 million lies. Like, the world shatters because we go to kids and say, "Oh, this is a gift from Santa Claus," and of course they're gonna ask, like, "Where's who's Santa Claus?" "Oh, yeah, that's what he looks like. I have a photo here. Here, this is Santa Claus." "And where is he? Where is he?" "Oh, well, he lives in the North Pole, and with his wife, and he has a factory full of elves, and the elves make all of the toys, and then we give them to you. And oh my God, and how can he go around the world?" "Yeah, well, he has this super last generation sled that travels with the speed of light, and it's a miracle. Nobody knows how it happens, but it happens. And really, and here's a movie about it, and all that stuff." Okay, kids are like super hyped. I mean, it's crazy. All the holes are filled with lies, and the lies are there to make it real, and every hole has a lie, but just like pop, just perfectly fills it, and no and no truth is leaking out. And so we create this image, and when the moment comes when the kid actually learns the truth that there is no Santa Claus and all of this is a lie, it's like, what, am I adopted also? Like, is this also a simulation? Are we in the Matrix? What's the next thing I'm gonna hear? It's life altering situation. It's a huge shock. But that's because we elaborate on the lie so much. While the Easter Bunny, who has ever been traumatized by learning that the Easter Bunny isn't real? Really? No, it's never, because the Easter Bunny has not been elaborated upon. Nobody came up with a crazy story about the Easter Bunny who lives in the, I don't know, in the Pacific, in a small island of his own, that's compete with other bunnies and they keep making more bunnies because you know how those bunnies are. They grow their own sugar and they make sugar canes and they use it to make candy and 5 movies every year about the Easter Bunny. No, the Easter Bunny is like no big deal, you know? Oh, the candy. The Easter Bunny hid the candy. We don't even say that they took the candy. They hid the candy. So who took the candy? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the answer we basically give. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's hidden now. Go find it, you know? And that allows for a unique opportunity. The kid has a little bit of the magic of like, oh, the Easter Bunny hid my candy. I have to go find it. But at the same time, you can kind of soft launch the truth. Instead of, we do the opposite done with Santa Claus. Instead of adding more and more and more lies, what happens with Easter Bunny, which I don't know because I didn't grow up that way, but my partner told me that what happens is that their parents soft launch the truth. So it starts with like the Easter Bunny got your candy and he did. Then as the kid grows older, now the kid goes to school, they can read the book. They're more intellectually stimulated. Okay. They can take a little bit, a bite of more truth. So maybe the parents will say, well, I give the Easter Bunny the candy, and the Easter Bunny just hides it, and then you go find it. Grows older, mom is like, oh, well, actually, I am friends with the Easter Bunny, and the Easter Bunny told me to put to hide the candy. The Easter Bunny is more like it's like a head, of operations that just kind of sends the message. The parent picks the message. The parent executes. The Easter Bunny is like Vito Corleone. You never see it doing anything. There's no proof. There's no, footage. You don't even see it in the movie. Like nothing. Nobody has seen it. You assume stuff that he has to have given the order at some point, but you never see it. So that's the deal. And then the kid grows up even more, and then it becomes like, okay, maybe now mom actually is the Easter Bunny. The parent is the head of operations, and the Easter Bunny is just an alias. You're like, oh, cool. You know, that's not a that's not a shocking truth. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, mom, I see you. You picked an interesting alias for this. Made my life a little bit more exciting every Easter. That was cool. Good job. I have a lot of respect and appreciation for the tradition of the Easter Bunny because it's a miracle for kids, well executed. However annoying it is to have your treats hidden from you, you can try it out. It's not that horrible. Think of it as a secret treasure game. You can print a map or two, make it a bit into a puzzle for something more interesting. And in the end, you get some extra candy. I mean, you're an adult, you can have all the candy you want, but it's a little bit, the candy is sweeter when you work for it, okay? Thank you so much for being around again, and I will see you later. Hope you enjoyed your Easter and hope you enjoyed this week. Take care.